What's happening at our southern border right now is something the mainstream media said was impossible. In just 13 days, let me repeat that, 13 days, border crossings have dropped by a staggering 93%. While protests rage in Los Angeles and Dallas, President Trump has accomplished what the entire Biden administration claimed couldn't be done. Mexico isn't just cooperating, they're deploying 10,000 troops to their side of the border. Meanwhile, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is taking on the cartels head on. It's not just policy. This is what real border security looks like. And while President Trump secures our borders, let me tell you about securing your body's natural defenses. Just as a strong border protects our nation, your blood pressure protects your entire body's system. With tensions rising from coast to coast over border security, the last thing you need is pressure rising inside your body. That's why I trust the all-natural solution at boostwithgary.com. While Trump's policies are bringing order to our border, this breakthrough formula helps maintain your body's natural order. Visit boostwithgary.com. It's linked down below for up to 40% off. That's boostwithgary.com. All right, folks, we got big news to jump into. Yes, operational control at the border is finally here. Listen,
confidence in you.
The border czar, Tom Homan. This is what leadership looks like, folks. This is what a real border czar does.
You two gentlemen's commitment that by the end of this 4 years, and I know you both, I know the president has confidence in you both, that we will have, for the first time in American history, operational control of the border. Is that a promise y'all can keep?
I mean, Lawrence, sooner than that, if it takes that long, we're not doing our job right.
We're not waiting 4 years. We're going to get this done.
Tom's going to go find him internally. We're going to prevent him from coming in the first place. And between that, we're going to secure the country because that is national security.
You two gentlemen's commitment.
Let's go. Hegseth and Homan down there on the border. We've got even more. Check out this awesome video. This is the Secretary of Defense. Yeah, in a chopper. Get to the chopper!
Necessary already. So, Mr. Secretary, have the meetings been so far as you've been talking with your command staff about getting this border secure? Are they ready? Do they have the tools necessary already?
You know, it's been incredible to watch the military respond to the lawful orders of the commander-in-chief. There's been no hesitation. There's been full integration, belief in the mission. You know, our generation has spent 20 years guarding other people's borders while watching an invasion of our own. And the great people, the Border Patrol, and DHS, and ICE have done the best they can. But nobody can bring assets to bear like the Defense Department. Nobody.
Yeah.
The military is not able to be used to defend our own country. Then what is it for?
It's time to defend the borders with the Department of Defense. And here we have yet again our beloved press secretary just 10 hours ago talking about the tariffs on China and, well, more.
Fentanyl into our nation. The president made it very clear with the 10% tariff on China that he is not going to allow China to continue to source and distribute deadly fentanyl into our country. That was the reason for this tariff. It was a retaliatory tariff on China for the last 4 years of their unprecedented distribution of fentanyl into our nation's borders. So when that call happens, we will provide a readout like we always do.
And we await the readout on that. Here's Senator Rand Paul just 5 hours ago applauding President Trump's deal-making with Mexico. Buckle up. Rand Paul singing the president's praises.
And I think I do applaud the president for pushing Mexico into saying we'll put troops on the border and the Remain in Mexico policy will be in place. All of those are a good thing. And I think we're all on the same side on that.
We're all on the same side except for Chuck Schumer. Here we have in New Orleans ahead of the Super Bowl. Here is our new DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem. Let's listen to what she's got to say.
That will be safe. The Super Bowl is the biggest Homeland Security event that we do every single year. And this will be the 11th time that New Orleans has hosted that event. and we plan for it to be an exciting event, one that will be safe, that we will have the best team win, but also that people come here, have a memorable experience, that they'll be able to go home and be able to appreciate the fact that this city not only welcomes people and takes care of them on their worst days, but also allows them to come back and to be safe. What I'm going to ask is everybody respect your law enforcement officers, that you respect public safety. We are a nation of laws, and there's consequences for breaking those laws. So as we go forward and we plan big events like this, we are going to make sure that we have safe events and that we're partnering together with federal agencies, with state agencies, and with local agencies. So that is one of the things that I plan to do, is put forward a blueprint for how we communicate to each other. We've seen failures across the country of agencies not talking well and not working well, and it's just not going to happen anymore, not on my watch. The Super Bowl is the biggest Homeland
Security event, and Kristi Noem is on the case. Do you guys remember this? This guy? Remember this?
John Bramnick for over.
Michael Chertoff. Yeah, quite a difference with Kristi Noem. Holy cow. Donald Trump knows how to pick them. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Now we have this massive anti-ICE deportations are happening nationwide. Here's an ICE protest happening in Los Angeles, also in Dallas. And, I mean, yeah, diligent denizens. Like, I can't wait to see the videos of ICE arresting illegals at the protest. I mean, they make it easy, right? Just show up. They hand out the flyers. Hey, come out. Okay. And then ICE and Homan, they show up and they just round them up. They make it very easy. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, yeah, keep making it easy for us. And here we have President Trump on Guantanamo Bay. The reporter asked, is there enough space to accommodate all those people? This was just 4 hours ago.
Nothing.
On Guantanamo Bay, is there enough space there to accommodate?
There's a lot of space to accommodate a lot of people, yeah, so we're going to use it.
Can you talk a little bit
We have it. It's already up. We have it for nothing. But we can do less expensive and even more secure. We've had other countries come to us saying we would love to do that. We would love to take your criminals and we'll maintain that. We'll be their jail. And I'm only talking for the most severe cases. Like, I watched that guy on tape pushing the man into the subway last week. That man that did that is a real bad guy. Many, many arrests. And do you think you're going to convince him someday to be good and a wonderful citizen for our country? It's never going to happen. I want to get those people out. I'd love to get them out along with the illegal migrants. The migrants are rough, but we have some bad ones too. I'd like to get them out. It would be all subject to the laws of our land, and we're looking at that to see if we can do it.
Get them out. Here is Los Angeles police. This was 2 days ago. Los Angeles police dressed in riot gear. They had a standoff as thousands of protesters were marching against ICE deportations. Yeah, again, making it so easy. Here's Donald Trump talking about, this is 3 hours ago, Donald Trump open to using other countries as El Salvador to house our worst criminals.
But we can do.
On Guantanamo Bay, is there enough space there to accommodate?
There's a lot of space to accommodate a lot of people, yeah, so we're going to use it.
Can you talk a little bit
We have it. It's already up. We have it for nothing. But we can do less expensive and even more secure. We've had other countries come to us saying we would love to do that. We would love to take your criminals and we'll maintain that. We'll be their jail. And I'm only talking for the most severe cases. Like, I watched that guy on tape pushing the man into the subway last week. That man that did that is a real bad guy. Many, many arrests. And do you think you're going to convince him someday?
Nope, not going to convince him. Here is the New Jersey governor, though, Phil Murphy, saying he's hosting a migrant in his home to avoid deportations. Oh, I think that he just doxed himself. Maybe ICE needs to pay him a visit.
Above our garage. We're talking about, I don't want to get into too much detail, but there's someone in our broader universe whose immigration status is not yet at the point that they are trying to get it to. And we said, you know what, let's have her live at our house above our garage. And good luck to the feds coming in to try to get her. We're talking about, I don't want to get into.
New Jersey governor just confessed. And here is the White House press secretary declaring that the first flights to Guantanamo are underway.
All over this world has not just agreed. President Trump is not messing around, and he's no longer going to allow America to be a dumping ground for illegal criminals from nations all over this world. And so El Salvador has not just agreed to the repatriation of their own citizens, but also illegal criminals from other nations who will then be sent to their prisons. Venezuela as well has agreed to repatriation flights, and Colombia also agreed to cooperate with the repatriation of illegal Colombian nationals that we have found in the interior of our country. And I can also confirm that today, the first flights from the United States to Guantanamo Bay with illegal migrants are underway.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Here's some more video from those protests. This is, they shut down, the protesters shut down a freeway in Los Angeles as if traffic wasn't bad enough there. Here's where Tom Homan says he's going to seek prosecution through the U.S. Attorney's Office, and Pam Bondi is all in. I hope the New Jersey governor is listening.
If they openly impede us, that's a violation of federal law. It's a felony. If they knowingly harbor and conceal an alien, that's a felony. We will seek prosecution through the U.S. Attorney's Office. We got a great U.S. Attorney coming in, Pam Bondi. She's all in. So we're going to seek prosecution, Sean. That's what we have to do because they're releasing public safety threats back in the community. Any sanctuary city, any elected mayor, city councilman, a governor who thinks it's a good idea to release public safety threats back in the community to reoffend, it's just ridiculous. We're going to hold them accountable. The Trump administration will hold them accountable through prosecution.
All right, Tom Homan, great job.
Game over. Here is Trump's DHS Secretary Kristi Noem discussing the cartels laundering money.
Listen, Mark, we've got the Biden administration that has utilized the programs that have been set up to facilitate the cartels laundering money for the Chinese to bring in fentanyl and other drugs to destroy the next generation of Americans. Listen, the Chinese have wanted to destroy this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they are partnering now with the cartels to bring in these types of poisons and kill off our kids and launder their dollars so that they can destroy us from within. So we're not just facing national security threats overseas and from the military and operations that we've always faced. They have a systematic plan to partner with other organizations and NGOs to destroy America from within and kill our children. And that's really what my job is at the Department of Homeland Security, is to do everything we can from the interior of this country to protect our American people and to do it with integrity and with honor. And we will do that no matter who we have to fight, whether it's going to be one criminal actor on the streets of New York City, or if it's the entire cartel organization and the Middle East terrorists, we will go after them and we will destroy them.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get destroyed all right. Here is Representative Mario talking about fentanyl precursors produced in China, manufactured by cartels and brought across the southern and northern borders. Enough is enough. War has been declared finally.
And some, you know the story, right? 100,000 Americans die every single year. 80,000 of those are because of fentanyl. We know that the fentanyl the products are produced in China, the precursor chemicals, sent to Mexico, manufactured by the cartels, and they're brought across the southern border, and some on the northern border. And so for way too long, we've been accepting, the previous administration, the deaths of Americans as if it was inevitable. It's not inevitable, and I commend President Trump for saying enough is enough. You're going to have to take it seriously.
And at least we have a president who is taking it seriously. This is from yesterday's Dallas immigration protests in living color.
Do y'all have to get permits to do this, or do you just do it?
We're busy right now.
I am too. I'm working, so.
I'm also working.
So, yay or nay?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, I think we have more. It looks like Tom Homan plans to investigate and possibly prosecute New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy for harboring an undocumented migrant. This is from Hannity's show 12 hours ago.
The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, basically admitted that he knew somebody that didn't have full documentation, that he was hiding over his garage. Then we have Tom Tillis, senator from North Carolina, saying that people should have the right to sue sanctuary cities and states that aid and abet in lawbreaking. Your comment on all of that?
Well, I think the governor's pretty foolish saying what he said, because I got note of it. Won't let it go. We'll look into it. And if he's knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien, that's a violation of Title 8 United States Code 1324. I would seek prosecution, or the Secretary would seek prosecution. So maybe he's bluffing. If he's not, we'll deal with that. And as far as suing sanctuary cities, well, get in line, because the Trump administration is going to do that already. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. There's one example, right? If the young sanctuary cities in New York City, if they would have gave us over the killer of Laken Riley when he got arrested in New York City for endangering a child, he would have been in jail, and he would have never killed Laken Riley. Sanctuary cities are responsible for deaths of thousands of young children throughout my career, and we're going to sue him. We're going to hold him. And look, if he's got to go to the Supreme Court, that's what President Trump's wanted to do. He will end sanctuary cities.
It is time, long overdue. The U.S. military has begun flying illegal immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. President Trump just got Mexico to send 10,000 Mexican troops to the border to stop illegal immigration and fentanyl, all with tariffs. Imagine any Democrat doing anything close to this. Cat turd writing. Closed border. Border czar Tom Homan explains New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy is now under federal investigation for harboring a fugitive. And here we have Representative Wesley Hunt, press office, reporting that border crossings under Trump have dropped by 93%.
President, well, look, I looked at the numbers this morning, Maria. The crossings on the border are down 93%. 93%.
Wow.
That's a bigger decrease than under the first Trump administration. So, look, I said it. President Trump is a game changer. No one has had the success he's had on securing the border. He clearly understands we can't have strong national security if we don't have border security. We need to know who's coming in, what's coming in, where it's coming in, why it's coming in. And we have achieved a success on the border already. We got more work to do. And on top of that, as far as the deportation operation, we're just shy of, I think we got 5,000 already arrested the first week, and majority of them being criminals. The non-criminals, and the media's talking about, who are these non-criminals? The non-criminals are arrested in sanctuary cities because you force us into the community rather than arresting a bad guy in jail. And when we find that criminal, he's most likely with others, and they're going to go too. So if you want to be a sanctuary city, you're going to get exactly what you don't want. More agents in the community and more non-criminals arrested.
Yep. Here we go. Okay, so what's this? We got Bobby D posting, so illegal aliens are not going to show up to work today. Good. Get fired and hire a U.S. citizen to replace you. I hear there's a bunch of people in D.C. need a job. What's this guy saying here?
And this isn't listen to this shit. Apparently there's a strike going on today.
Okay, so you can see, I'll show you a clearer picture. Look at his hat. It has the word Trump upside down. Now, I would believe this guy's probably anti-Trump. Let's find out.
Listen to this shit. Apparently there's a strike going on today. There's a lot of Latinos, immigrants, who are not showing up to work today. They're not going to purchase anything, contribute to America's economy, so on and so forth. And this isn't an attempt to show America how dependent America is over illegal immigrants. Listen, when your ass gets fired today for not showing up to do your job, I don't want to hear jack shit. I don't want to hear you crying. Don't go try to and get on unemployment. Don't go get any other benefits that a lot of Americans can't get themselves. And this is where the American people are literally sick and tired of your freaking entitlement. The audacity. We're over this shit. While you sit here and you want to demand America, a country that you're not from, to do certain things for you, while you fled your country. After your own government screwed over your own country, you ran like a little baby back beta. I don't want to hear shit. Nothing. Nada. Zero. Zilch. As a matter of fact, the only thing we would like to see is you gone. Back to your country and holding that same energy for your very own government that screwed you over. I said what I said.
Definitely a pro-Trump message and quite the clever hat, I have to say. Definitely threw me off, but I like what he's saying there. Here we have Oversight Project. This is new. The Mexican consulate of Tucson, Arizona is coaching illegal aliens through a radical left NGO. In partnership with Real Muckraker, we have obtained footage of a former Mexican consulate lawyer coaching illegal aliens on how to lie to law enforcement and fraudulently seek asylum. The Southside Worker Center in Tucson acts as an employment and information center for illegal aliens. Not only is the center linking illegal day laborers with businesses across Tucson, they're also training illegal aliens to break the law. Oh boy. Let's listen to this. These guys do great work. Muckraker, Real Muckraker. Let's listen.
Illegal alien.
Pueden inventársela. No estamos trabajando. Estamos de voluntarios aquí. Esta persona.
Volunteers. No, never say work. If they ask, what about $200? Say it's a gift for my good work. Wow. That's how they're doing it. For being a volunteer. Unreal. Good. A very good question. Use those words.
The Southside Worker Center, operating out of the Southside Presbyterian Church, runs an illegal alien worker cooperative. Every weekday, the Southside Worker Center links businesses across Tucson with illegal aliens to serve as cheap laborers. However, the problem runs much deeper than this. You are about to see how this organization, with ties to the Tucson Mexican consulate, is actively radicalizing and coaching illegal aliens on how to avoid and escape deportation and illegally remain inside the United States. This is the first ever look inside the Southside Worker Center. It is no secret that the Southside...
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and repost this to my X account. Give this guy some credit here and make sure this is about 5.5 minute video. Make sure you head to my X account right now or after this, after you watch this, and watch this in full. These guys need our support and they need our views, so make sure you do that. And then we got this: a foreign terrorist on American soil who swore allegiance to Somalia over the U.S. Okay, is this new? Is this new about Ilhan? I mean, we always suspected that she actually married her brother to get around immigration laws. I mean, do we have a whistleblower now coming forward? Does this mean Ilhan Omar is going to face justice for evading immigration laws? Is she going to get deported? Or her brother? Her husband brother? Husbrother?
She and her...
was first made a few years ago, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar tried to knock it down by calling it absurd. Then when the media turned up a wedding certificate, Omar went silent, refusing to make any comments at all, saying she does not talk about her family or personal life. Well, now others are talking, like Abdulhakim Osman, a prominent member of the Minneapolis Somali community, who is now on the record telling the Daily Mail that in 2009, Ilhan Omar married her biological brother, Ahmed Saeed Almi, so that he could legally remain in the U.S. and attend college. At the time, Omar was married to Ahmed Hersey, but it was a religious marriage, meaning there was no Minnesota state record stating that she and Hersey were husband and wife, and so marrying her brother would allow her sibling to get his legal immigration documents. But Mr. Osman isn't just saying that Omar married her biological brother. He also gave the Daily Mail the name of the Christian minister who married them. That minister reportedly says she does not want to be involved or interviewed about Congresswoman Omar.
Okay, well, maybe Tom Homan should pay her a visit. Here's more on that Mexican standoff, literally Mexican standoff in L.A. That was a couple days ago. Flights to Guantanamo have begun. I meme, therefore I am. This is how propaganda is made and spread. Stupid people will believe that a poor immigrant got arrested by the NYPD because she was an immigrant. Due to sanctuary city status, Executive Order 34 and 41 explicitly prohibits NYPD officers from inquiring about immigration status unless it's directly relevant to the investigation of a crime. Okay, so what is this? What do we have here? I loathe dumb people in my city on TikTok.
They just took an immigrant. She was just walking, and they literally just snatched her up. And these motherfuckers ain't even nice. That's the nuts. Be careful, it's on Tremont and Boston Road. Be careful, guys.
Yeah, be careful when there are stupid people posting on the internet. And here we have this right on cue. CBS News, 21-year-old Margarita Zacharias broke down in tears after she was deported back to Guatemala from the U.S., expressing her devastation largely because of what it would mean for her and her parents, who had pulled together more than $25,000 in loans to pay her smuggler. Yeah, I told you we were going to see a lot of videos like this. I told you. So, I mean, the tears in the eyes, well, you know what? You pay a smuggler, which is illegal. You come here illegally, and then people decide to finally enforce the law. So, you know, actions have consequences. And you guys took a risk when you did it, and now you're paying those consequences. Here we have Libs of TikTok says that a TikToker says if white Americans vacation in Mexico, Mexicans will spit in their food and drinks because they're mad about Trump's border policies. Really?
People that are mad right now. All I gotta say is, if you're American, very pale American, I hope you don't have plans for spring break in Mexico, because there's a lot of people that are mad right now. And among other things, you wouldn't want them spitting in your food.
Okay, whatever. I'm not afraid of you. And I have no plans to go to Mexico anyway. Here is Donald Trump Jr. a couple days ago posting, "We're not going to stand by and allow foreign nations to continue flooding our country with fentanyl. Too many American kids have already died. No more." And he was quote tweeting Eric Schmidt, who said any politician who's actually serious about securing the border and stopping fentanyl should be publicly supporting President Trump's tariffs.
We have 100,000. It's growing, and when they have a porous border and they don't seem very concerned at all. And by the way, I heard the clip earlier, Justin Trudeau sort of lecturing Americans. My advice to him is he probably ought to talk to the Canadian people who are about ready to throw him out of office because he's been a total disaster. So I think we've got a president that wants to put America first and protect people. We have 100,000 people a year Kristen, dying from fentanyl. He ran on this. This is not a surprise. He talked about getting operational control of our border. He talked about tariffs and improving our standing in the world. He's doing all those things. And look no further. The best evidence of this was last week. Colombia came to the table after that threat and agreed to take criminals back into their country and illegal immigrants. So the fact of the matter is it works. It worked the first time when he was in office. We didn't see inflation. We saw wage growth, and we saw more onshoring of jobs back here to the United States.
I have to ask.
Let's go, baby. America is back. Here we have Post Millennial posting this. A restaurant owner was shocked to learn that 7 of her staff were illegal immigrants, one of whom was a wanted criminal. Big eye-opener for this one. Listen.
It happened at Fernando's restaurant off Colony Crossing Way in Madison. That's where 37-year-old Jose Meja Cubias of El Salvador was arrested and charged with sexual battery of a physically helpless person and tampering with evidence. 3 on your side's Chris Fields joins us now with the latest. Chris.
Well, that's right, Maggie. The owner told me tonight that she's upset and worried that her business will now be tainted after what happened. And what's even worse, she says, having someone she put in a leadership position not only be accused of violating someone sexually, but later learning that he and other workers were in the U.S. illegally. Here's what we know so far. Madison police told us they received that alarming call just after 1 a.m. Thursday. From there, investigators conducted a search warrant at the restaurant. That search warrant led to the arrest of 7 employees who were also in the country illegally. Cristina Noem, owner of Fernando's restaurant, says she later found out the suspect, who was a manager, was at the restaurant after hours when he wasn't supposed to. She also learned that after the raid that his documentation to get the job was all fake.
He presented the right documentations that he's supposed to, and again, so my husband employed him, you know what I mean? So if they were fake or whatever, we don't know that, but he presented the correct documentations, and he's worked for us. We had no idea he was even like this. We have, people that come here who, came here to see him because he was the bartender or whatever, but it just goes to show you never know how someone is behind closed doors.
Now, ICE has now placed a detainer on Meja Cubias as he was previously deported from the United States in 2010.
And another one bites the dust. Brick suit writing, huge. This is a Signet signals intelligence reconnaissance aircraft that can monitor, record, relay, and geolocate intercepted communications in real time. Cartels might have to go back to carrier pigeons and donkeys. Yes, we're learning. Where's that? Here it is. Okay. U.S. Air Force intelligence aircraft have entered Mexican airspace after Mexico agreed to cooperate in fighting the cartels. This is practically unheard of. Pete Hegseth sent a warning to the cartel saying all options are on the table. Yes, game over. Closed borders. There are now retailers banning entry to ICE agents. Yeah, good luck with that sign. I'm sure they're going to listen to that, especially if they have a warrant. Here is Caroline Leavitt, all hands on deck. All hands on deck at the White House.
10 regulations for every... Well, again, I think nothing can compare to the pain and the suffering that has been inflicted upon the American people because of the illegal immigration and drug crisis we've faced, especially over the past 4 years. But when it comes to reducing inflation, this administration remains wholeheartedly committed to bringing down costs while President Trump effectively utilizes tariffs. You saw President Trump already launch a massive deregulatory agenda, slashing 10 regulations for every new one on the book. He signed that executive order last week. He's also launched a massive push, and Trump energy boom is incoming, which we know will reduce the cost of living in this country as well. And so we are all hands on deck here at the White House and across the government to ensure that we're cutting costs for Americans where we can, while the president simultaneously effectively utilizes tariffs as he did in his first term. And look no further than his first term record as president. When he left office, inflation was 1.4%. The only reason we had an inflationary crisis was because of the previous administration, Joe Biden's reckless spending. And you're not seeing that from this administration. Look at Doge and the cost that they're already saving for the American.
Gotta love the Doge. And here we have more. This is from the Defense Secretary, Border Securities and National Security issue.
Believes, and frankly, the Defense Department has been helping on the border for decades, just not at the level that President Trump has charged us with right now. Because we believe, and he believes, that border security is national security. Guys and gals of my generation have spent decades in foreign countries guarding other people's borders. It's about time we secure our own border. Tens of millions of people have poured across this border under Joe Biden's administration, unchecked. We have no idea who they are. We have no idea where they're coming from. We have no idea what their intentions are.
And we're going to find out, though. A Washington State woman was ordered held without bail on Thursday in connection with the death of the U.S. Border Patrol agent in a case that has grown to encompass killings in multiple states. Remember that Vermont Border Patrol officer? We reported on that suspected mass murderer, and now looks like the story is growing. Here we have Mexican authorities have captured and detained the leader of Cartel del Noreste. This is, I guess his name is El Ricky. Okay, El Ricky. That's it for you, bud. Party's over. But the party is just beginning. Oh, I love it, folks. This is the beginning of the greatest administration in American history. So what we're seeing at the border isn't just a policy change, it's a complete paradigm shift. While sanctuary cities crumble and protesters wave Mexican flags on California highways, real Americans are watching their communities become safer by the day. The left said it couldn't be done. They said walls don't work. They said Mexico would never help. Well, they were wrong on all counts. President Trump didn't just secure the border. He made Mexico pay for it with their own troops. So here's the question that I want your answer to in the comments. If Trump could solve the border crisis in just 13 days, why did the previous administration spend 4 years telling us it was a complex problem with no solution? I can't wait to read your comments. Now, remember to rep your America First values with our bold MAGA Avengers collection linked below at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. See you there.